Day 66. We're back.
Is that like the captain's log?
We
Wow.
have. Yep. It's
Oh yeah,
what I
you've
was going
got
for.
you've got old people too that you're gonna have to
Murder.
sacrifice before they die.
That
Die
Tony the
naturally.
Does that mean that dude saved
Yeah.
now?
Oh, is he happy now?
He
His name is Kappa
Has stopped
Feel.
dissenting. Yeah.
Yep.
So sounds like we had a good time last time we recorded this. Or somebody had a good time. Too good of a time and ended up in the stockade.
Well, they were dissenting, so of course they had to be locked up in the stockade. It's not because they were copping a feel, it was because they were trying to convert people out of your
They
cult.
were trying to cult a feel.
Cult to feel? Or is it anti-cult to feel?
Yeah.
Because they didn't want you to be in a cult
They
anymore?
wanted you to be in a different cult.
Whose cult would it have
I don't
been? Copperfield's cult? So would it be? So it would be
It'd
cult
be
to
the
field.
cult of the cult
Or
of the
a
cult of
field of-
Linux, and it would be Pales in Comparison would be in charge of it. And they'd talk
don't wanna
about
be part of
they'd
his
talk about
cult.
cheese or something like that. I don't know.
Because cheese
Eat
is socially
cheese up
acceptable.
field.
Cheese is hilarious. Cult of Cheese is now Cheese-a-feel?
Cheese-a-feel.
Coppa Cheese? I don't know.
Coppa
Coppa
cheese.
Cheese. Papa Nugget and Coppa Cheese.
Perfect. They're one and the same cults.
Did they build anything?
Probably. I don't know.
Possibly.
Days.
We don't even remember anymore.
I don't know what's going on most of the time. And to be fair, I think there are two things that our videos have been named more often than not is I don't know what's going on, or who are we, where are we, what's going on, something along those lines, and perfect landing. Because we are amazing pilots.
And to some capacity, I'm sure. In an alternate universe, we are amazing pilots.
Yes. It's just, there's been too many times where I was like, oh, I'll just name this short or this video or whatever, Perfect Landing, and then it's like, that name already exists. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
And like Perfect Landing 2,
Yeah.
and it's like, that name already exists. It's like, oh, okay. Let's try 3.
That's just because we are amazing pilots.
To be fair, most of them I think came out of Far Cry 6, so.
Far Cry 6 or perhaps Far Cry 5.
There were
Like
a few
helicopter.
in Far Cry 5 as well.
Yeah. So I think there's some pretty amazing
I mean, been some good ones in GTA
Flights.
as well, so.
the only one that I truly enjoy and remember solidly is us in jets, and it's Loki in the background. Hey, remember not to hit anyone, and then Taco can't take off, and Nugget runs into him.
And Taco was the one in the jet that we needed.
Yes,
Yes.
and he was our designated pilot. But he
Somehow
just-
everything changed.
He completely forgot how to fly any
He-
type of
He
aircraft.
was amazing, and then controls were different.
It was all a lie.
It was AI. He was using Chat GPT to
Fly his plane. We're not even playing this game ourselves anymore.
I mean, that's
Nugget's
true,
just
I'm
using
not.
Chat GTP and he's just programmed it to run the game for him.
Secretly. And I mean, it's not even really secretly. Kind of openly, Nugget is an AI. Like, it's a pretty well-known fact.
What's funny is, can you truly believe that we exist? Or are we just deep fakes?
Yeah. Although apparently that's the controversy right now is some streamer alt-tabbed while he was on stream, and one of the open windows that he was deep fakes of all of his friends' girlfriends.
Oh no.
So,
no.
yeah.
No. Okay, what's the full story behind that? Is there one, or is that just...
I think that's what I know.
Oh, okay. I hope there is a sensible reason for why that's the case. Otherwise, I'm sure that creator has a lot of explaining to do.
I think that creator has a...
What would be a sensible reason?
Yeah,
I don't have one, but
I don't-
I'm just saying, like, if there's a sensible reason for it, then, you know, okay, the power to you. But I don't think that there is a sensible reason.
I think the only thing that would... It's not a sensible reason, but the only thing that I could see is it's all a play by a group of streamers to create controversy to get views. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's just shitty persons being shitty. Like, that's, you know.
The ones that I usually hear about are when streamers or creators get caught cheating. Like they have some type of program running in the background that lets them hack a game or something. And then they get found out because they clicked out of the game or something by accident or whatever.
Yeah. Or it was like Dream with speedrunning Minecraft. People are like, yeah, there's no way you did that way. And like the wherever you put the records in, the record keepers for that were like, yeah, you're full of them, you know it.
Oh.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why you would choose that controversy. Like, you know, usually it's the thing, it's like, oh, misspell something, and then you'll get a lot of comments about how you misspelled the thing, or have one little fact in your video slightly wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Not like, hey, I'm gonna be a creep so that we can all get views because of the controversy.
That feels kind of sleazy, I guess, might be the word that I would use. Because if that's what you're remembered for, that's not a good thing to be remembered for.
But, I mean, you know, there's a lot of terrible things that a lot of creators have done that, you know, it blows over after a while, and it's like, oh, right, they're not really that bad, and they're not necessarily remembered for that terrible thing. So, it's...
As long as it's something that can be forgotten.
I default to everybody's terrible, and everybody... The world's bad. Everybody's bad. We're all damaged, and we're all going to damage everybody. So that's life.
Yeah, and we all at some point, you know, make a mistake. You brought up the idea that you said one small fact that was not correct, and it's like, information changes.
Oh, but those are intentional. That's an intentional trick to get to get engagement. Like, I saw it was a TikTok today, and I actually commented on it, and a guy was talking about a movie that I believe we did, Punch Drunk Love. We did that, right, on our podcast? Yeah. There's a shot
Loki's
when he's...
favorite movie.
Yeah, anyway, I got another thing to bring up about this later, but we'll bring up that later.
Yeah.
There's a scene where there's a camera move, and it's a sliding reframes, right? Adam Sandler's on one side of it, and then the camera kind of just pans so that he's on the other side of the frame. And it's the guy was like, I don't know why he would do that. And I just commented on it and saying, you know, tell me you don't understand visual storytelling without telling me you don't understand visual storytelling. But also, you know, good job on the social hack, the social engagement hack. Because I mean, he knew what he was doing. Like he's like, I don't know why you would do this. There's no reason why you do this. This is a shot that makes that does have reason, but I don't know why you would do it. And it's like it was that fake engagement thing. Like, and there's people that do that. Like that's a technique where it's like, I had 12 of these and 12 of these other things, and that equals 26. And they do that so that they get a lot of comments saying, that's not how that math works.
Yeah.
They get the comments, they get the engagement. It's an intentional thing. It's not an accident. I accidentally said the wrong thing.
Well, I guess then
social engineering. So.
I was thinking more like literal. Because I've seen it sometimes where people will say something just based on the facts that they have at that moment.
Yeah.
And then maybe the next the very next day, new information comes out about it, and it's like, things change. You can't always guarantee that everything will stay the same from day to day or even hour to hour. Like, things can change.
They've actually studied this. If you get your news in like a monthly periodical kind of a thing, like, you know, a monthly magazine, rather than following the daily news cycles, you'll actually be more informed as to what's going on in the world. Because the stories have developed and you're getting the complete picture, but you're also getting it. We get a new area.
Look at that.
Smuggler's
Sanctuary.
Ooh. But yeah, it's just, you know, because it's not rapid fire information flying into your brain, you retain it better. So
that makes sense. And it makes sense that if you consume things on a monthly basis, you are getting a complete picture, because
yeah,
it's called breaking news for a reason, because it's just happening in that moment.
Let's analyze something that we have no idea what's really going on right now, but it happened.
Yeah. It happened. Trust us.
It's something you see very often with like crimes, with like true crime situations, where there's like something happened and they're on the manhunt for some type of criminal, and they give kind of leads for where they're potentially going. It's released into the public, and then maybe a month later the leads change because they've done their investigations.
No, I gave him money and he's angry?
Wow. You lost 30 coins for that.
You gave him the money that was around him.
Yeah, he's not very happy. But yeah, that's something that I see often, like with true crime, is as investigations develop and as more information comes out about what they're seeing, they're better able to convey that to the public and solve crimes that way. Well, Godly Sword's better, but
its damage is less than what you have. It's just speed is up one.
I'm gonna go with it. Doesn't really feel.
You did that one time, and it was.
Well, they're Godly Gauntlets, so either the Godly Sword or the Godly Gauntlets.
I realized that you had a lot of godly weapons.
I wasn't paying attention either.
As we were talking earlier about the Would You Change podcast, I realized that we never actually did the movie that gave me the idea to do the What Would You Change, which was 28 Days Later.
No, I thought it was Passengers.
Nope.
That gave the idea of doing that podcast.
Nope, 28 Days Later, because I've always said that would be a perfect movie if you changed one scene.
Oh. I think. Hold on. Now that I'm curious about a lot of things, and I'm breaking my recording setup. Let's see. Let's see.
Passengers was, I think, the first one that we did. But
Passengers was the first one that we did, but I thought that was the reason why we had kind of that as an idea. But yeah, 28 Days Later, we were going to eventually record it.
We were going to, but we didn't. It was on the list. We just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So.
And
I was scrolling through Netflix and I came across something that was 28 days and then it had something else. I'm like, I had to go back and look at it. It was like 28 Days Haunted or something stupid. And that just got me thinking about that.
Yeah, no, Passengers was, I think, the first one that we had released for our channel.
Such a bad movie.
We all have our thoughts on it. I mean, it's clearly a video that we've all given our thoughts on. But, you know, it's one of those, like, we could always, in some format, bring back the What Would You Change podcast, but, you know, I find that we want to enjoy movies, and usually when you start dissecting them, you enjoy them less.
Well, it's also one of those things, like, you know, time-wise, there's a lot more that goes into making that than a lot of the other things we do. And it's just, we gotta balance it out. Like, if Super Monkey Fighters was a full-time gig for all of us, it'd be really easy. If I, hey, you know what? It's Tuesday at noon. I gotta watch a movie.
Yeah.
That, for work. Like, oh darn. Not like, oh man, I gotta watch a movie sometime this week, and then
mix it in with your family.
A podcast about it, and then we've got to edit all of that, and we get one episode per thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a lot to go into it, and that's not for us to say we're just lazy. It's just now where it stands, it's not.
It's also, it would be
beneficial.
Another platform that would. But there was a blue heart back there, I think.
Is there?
Can you not pick him up though?
No, he can. It might not have been a blue heart, or if it was, he just skipped it on accident.
I don't know. Does it come back if you go back? Is it still there? It's like half a blue heart at the bottom right.
Yeah.
Look at that, it was.
Didn't even see it.
It blends in with the
Blended
ground.
It's those skills I picked up scoping out pills in Max Payne 3.
Pills! Gotta find pills! Yeah. So.
I mean, to be fair, they were usually glowing green. So
Yeah. And they're
a
more.
little bit easier to find.
They're easier to find than hearts in this because the hearts blend into the background.
Especially the blue green. The same color as the ground.
Basically, yeah. But I don't know. Something that I did think about in terms of like podcasts is if we ever decided to bring them back, do it for like a Patreon thing. If we ever decided to do Patreon.
Well, and that's the thing is it would have to end up being a completely different platform, either an audio only thing, which is another platform we've got to manage, which comes back to the whole time thing.
Yeah.
Just because the copyright stuff on YouTube doesn't jive.
Yeah, that was also another struggle. I think almost every single video we were trying to upload would get hit with copyright.
Yeah, everyone got flagged, except I think one, and I was really surprised that somehow it didn't get flagged. And then we actually got a copyright strike, which is the bad part of it.
So that's another reason why we kind of nixed it for now and maybe bringing it back at some point. But
it would there'd have to be a lot that would change.
A lot we change, a lot we consider.
I mean, we still get on Radio Flyer. We still get regular views and regular comments on that one. I've been surprised by all of the things that we've reviewed. That's the one that continues to get picked up.
I guess it just hits some type of nostalgia for people who grew up in the movie. That they remember it and realize like, oh yeah, I remember this movie. It was great, or it was terrible, or whatever.
That dude over there's glowing.
Which one?
He's running away.
All the way to the left. He's off screen.
Whoa! Use the other one.
It's an impossibility.
No, these.
You're only. No. He ran to the right
to the other
now.
side of the screen.
He's the.
Heading off into the woods to poop. Yep. There's too many followers to keep track of. I don't know who they are. Who they all are.
Just some random guy.
Oh, we didn't go to Smuggler's Saloon or whatever.
Calamar. That'll be calamari. Ooh.
Killamari. That'd be a cooler name for a squid demon. Killamari.
Calamari.
Like
Instead of just calamar.
Was that a godly weapon?
I also just look at your hearts and think, yeah, that's a lot of hearts, but I can't remember how many you were supposed to start with.
It seemed like you only had like 3 or 4.
Yeah, and now you have 7 plus a diseased heart.
Because you figured out the capes or whatever.
Well, he got
Figured out that the cape that you had was
Would like
making the
take
world,
all my
making the
health
life
in one hit.
yeah,
really difficult.
because I
And
know
then you found the
that
one that was like, switch the hearts and make it better.
yeah. Well, I know that the place that he's wearing does give him blue hearts, which allow him to have more. But I strangely thought that it was less hearts that it gave you in the beginning. But now he's starting.
No, it's like every blue heart counts as 1.5. and if you pick them up, it's 1.5. It's yeah,
Okay.
it's the way to go. It's the OP build, as the kids say.
Unless you get that guy who's actuallying you in the comment that says, actually, this is the way that it needs to be built because of this reason that built onto this reason.
The original Papa Nugget.
Fight me.
The original
Fight
Papa
me.
Nugget.
Fight me in the comments.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
And actually, I'm not saying come at us, but if there's a
No,
if
come
there's
at
a
us.
specific
Yeah.
build that you
You're
think is
wrong.
better than what we've got going for our character, I'm curious to know what it is.
You're wrong, and I'll fight you.
He'll fight you. He'll say his comments. You'll say your comments. It'll be a battle of words.
You'll say something that probably makes a lot of sense that I won't understand. I'll say something nonsensical back.
That you definitely
win.
won't understand.
I'll just say this. One of us has the power to delete that comment. The other one, I guess actually technically you can delete your own comments as well.
Yeah.
I can delete your comment, you can't delete mine. That's what I'm getting at.
They can delete your comment by never even responding to you. That's how they can delete your comment.
Just saying, leave a comment good enough that I don't delete it.
The challenge.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
You accept.
Oh, did that dude just poop fire at you?
Ooh. Ooh, what's going on? Shimura. Shimura. Well, you were
I'm
already
so
kind of
scared.
you were already kind of in Shimura's
Didn't-
land, but then you decided you're gonna
Didn't we already knock on that dude's door and then realize that we
Come on,
didn't?
knocking
Yeah.
my door.
don't copy that F is no longer ill.
Does that mean he's no longer floppy?
If he's no longer floppy, then what would he be?
Or has he been no longer copied? He's now the original.
Whoa!
He's
Mom
become-
chucker.
He's become the original.
Superseded the original. He's replaced it. He's better in every way.
The master has now become the student.
Yes.
Ooh, what are you gonna give it this time?
Now, I'll give it an offering first. And then
Yes.
steal its money.
That seems nicer. Oh, because now it's getting angry, it looks like, if you start stealing coins.
It already gave me.
No, it already gave you what you needed, but the statue's all jiggling and it's getting frustrated, like, you're stealing my money!
Don't be a statue.
We're now at the
All
boss.
right. Final one.
At
We
least at this
thought we had
area.
already beat a long time ago.
But it was all a lie, because we never remember when we open up doors and when we beat people.
I was the only one who knew what was going on. I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because in going back through like editing footage, it's like, oh yeah, we did open that door. And then we didn't go through that door. We just opened it because we could. Oh man, he's turning his followers into calamari. Oh man, he's like
Like
Shiva
he turned him into extra arms.
with his 4 arms. And actually, as I say that, I want to make sure that I'm thinking of the correct.
Ah,
Yes, Shiva is the one with the multiple arms. Gotta make sure about that.
I was trying to think of a forearm joke, like, you know, forearm, the forearm, like on you,
Yeah.
you have a forearm. But I couldn't think of anything. So
You at least got to explain that you were thinking of something.
I got to explain I got to explain the joke that didn't even happen. That's how you know how good of a joke
not
it was.
how good of a joke it was. How good of a
Extra
joke it was
special.
going to be. Because
Extra
holy
explanation.
crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!
Oh. So remember, you just used it. The freeze attack. I guess it doesn't
No,
work on the
but
big guy.
he might be doing extra damage.
It seems like he's
Not yet.
dead, but still alive somehow.
What is that?
His heart.
Oh no, I wasn't paying attention to like what nugget was picking up. I was trying to figure out what trophy nugget earned for killing him, because all I was seeing was eel. Like it was something eel.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
didn't
about.
see it.
Yeah,
You
you
got
got
an
an achievement
achievement.
unlocked for killing that boss. And that's a lot of coins. Ooh.
Newt.
Head.
You got a trophy for killing Calamar. And 13 bones for slicing up a body. Heretics defeated.
Ends to the non-believers.
He was always a coward. This land is a better place now. Yeah, they're starting to look more and more like lambs. I don't know if that was always the case or if it's just because you're close to freeing them that they look like lambs.
Starting to look more and more like
Suffering shall turn to
wolves.
triumph. That which once did perish. Now pay. Oh jeez. Look at all those followers! But did we want to call it here? Because we've beaten a heretic.
It's probably a good
Made
place to do it.
progress!
Heretic has been derelict.
Heretic has been
Detickified.
detickified.
All right, well, thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.